Welcome to the Rivers Club, where we're at the greatest fundraiser in Pittsburgh, the Homeless Children Education Fund. And I'm here with the director, Bill Wolf. Bill, I'd like to ask you how long you've been doing this and explain what's going on tonight. It looks like a great night.
Well, this is the 16th annual Champions for Children. It's the main fundraiser for the organization, and it's always the first Monday in March. Luckily, we have good weather.
Just a side note, that weather scared me yesterday, and I'm happy the sun's shining.
It certainly did. But the Homeless Children's Education Fund has been in existence for 16 years. It was founded in 1999 by Dr. Joe Lagana. And our main mission is to make sure that children experiencing homelessness receive an equal access to educational opportunities as their stably housed peers, to make sure they can stay current with their schoolwork and that they succeed both during homelessness and after.
That's just fantastic. Can you just tell the folks out here, this will be broadcast as a show, a 1-hour show, and I'd like the people to know, because I was shocked by the number of homeless children, just shocking.
Well, last year the school districts here in Allegheny County reported over 1,800 school-age children who experienced homelessness during the school year. And that's just the school-age kids. When you add the kids 0 to 5 and the kids 16 and older who have dropped out, that number grows to about 3,000 kids a year who experience homelessness right here in our county.
I heard you talking about that at Jessica Lee's Jazz and Supper Hour here a week or so ago, and it's amazing. It shocked me. You know, I have 2 kids, and I just can't think of kids being homeless.
Yeah, it's 1.6 million, Alan, here in the United States. To me, it's a national embarrassment. It shouldn't happen, but, you know, and the only way to overcome homelessness is to make sure these kids receive the education they deserve, make sure they can grow up to be successful adults, and break the cycle of homelessness.
It's a great thing, and we're going to be here for the whole night and the awards and the auction and everything. We're filming all of it, and we're going to have a 1-hour show, and I want to thank you for the honor of being able to produce and have this show for you.
Well, thank you very much for doing it. Awareness is a big key to our success. The more people that become aware of this problem, the more people who are willing to help. So,
how do they get a hold of you?
The easiest way to get a hold of us is check our website at www.homelessfund.org, and all the information you need to donate, to volunteer, to get involved is right there on that website.
Well, thank you very much, and good luck tonight. I know it'll be a good one.
Take care.
If you look through the Rivers Club, you see that our ranks have swelled to approximately 400. We thank each and every one of you for your attendance this evening and for your support of this organization. I'd like to acknowledge a few people in attendance this evening. County Executive Rich Fitzgerald, Mark Cherna, the Director of Human Services for Allegheny County, Pat Hosella, the Director of Pennsylvania Department of Education, the Honorable Judge Don Walco from the Court of Common Pleas of Allegheny County, who with his wife Julie were the 2014 HCEF Volunteers of the Year. And I think Julie's back in the far corner back there with some delicious chocolates. And also Honorable Nora Barry Fisher from the Court of Common Pleas of Allegheny County. There's another group that I'd like to just bring to your attention for a moment, and whoever is in attendance this evening from the Board of Trustees of HCEF, I'd like you to at least raise your hand or acknowledge that you're present. This is a group of people who have tirelessly devoted their time and energies to this organization. They've worked very diligently to make sure that we have a sustainable organization that serves the needs of children and youth experiencing homelessness in Allegheny County. And on top of that, we have our staff from HCEF. They're a tremendous group of 6 or 7, I think now, right, Bill? Seven people now who work on behalf of those kids. And I'd like you to give the board and the staff a little acknowledgement this evening. There are two other people that I'd like to acknowledge from my role that probably would shy away from the credit. One is obviously our founder, Joe Lagana, a tremendous gentleman, visionary who had the foresight to put this together in the first place, and Bill Wolf, our executive director, who leads this organization with a passion that I don't think is equaled by anyone. And with that, I'm going to turn the floor over to Bill to guide us through the program.
Well, thank you, Bob. And just like Bob, I actually consider being the executive director of the Homeless Children's Education Fund to be a real honor. And it makes me smile every day when I come to work. It really does. And looking at this crowd makes me smile even wider. So thank you for all being here tonight. This is the 16th Annual Champions for Children, and the turnout is bigger than we've ever had before. The support that we receive from the community is tremendous, and many of you make up that support. The Homeless Children's Education Fund is a totally community-supported organization. We receive no funding from the federal government, the state government, or the county government. So we're funded by you, the community. And you enable us to touch over 1,000 children a year, to support their educational needs, and to make sure that they stay current with their peers while they're experiencing homelessness. So I want you to all give yourselves a big round of applause for what you do to support this organization. Now I'd like to introduce two of our very strong supporters and the event chairs for tonight, Ray and Kathy Beeler, and I believe Ray has a few words to say.
Thank you. Thank you, folks. I think we're thrilled to be here. A few years ago, Joe and Bill met me and asked me if Kathy and I would consider doing this, and enthusiastically, because we know the great cause, we're offering to work on this event this year and next year. So if we have 400 this year, we need your help in having 500 next year. People asked me, how did you get involved in this? And it's interesting that Bill directed to the guy that likes to blend into the wall back there with the white hair, Joe Lagana. Joe and I go all the way back into the 90s with another organization, and he started this organization, and Joe's one of my heroes of my life, I think, in that I think of a handful of people that have taken some very successful career running Penn Hill School District, running the Allegheny Intermediate Unit, and they take their career and they don't stop there, and they take what their expertise is to convert it into something that's really fulfills a definite social cause, in this case, the Homeless Children's Education Fund. When you look at the mission statement of the Homeless Children's Education, it's providing programs, being a trusted advocate, providing expertise, and be part of a community. And all those things are so important to what this organization delivers on a daily basis. And what possibly could be a greater cause than education? When you think about each child that's out there, and frankly, their rights. Kathy and I were talking about this today, to have equal access to not only a full participation, in other words, being in school all the time and get all the benefits with it, but as a result is a full education. And when you turn on the news every day, how else are we going to break the cycle of poverty, violence, and drugs that are there every day unless we address unless we do it through education? It's really the starting point. So the Homeless Children Education Fund really nurtures these young people so that the resilience that they have is incredible, and the odds that they have versus most of our children are really just incredible, and this organization really delivers that on a day-to-day basis. So it really does it in a collaborative nature. The relationships that we build through the community, as evidenced here tonight, is just tremendous, and it really assures that we can deliver this opportunity to every youth in a respectful and an effective manner. So Homeless Children really does deliver that. I suspect you wouldn't be here if you didn't know this, but just in case you don't, we service over 3,700 kids that are homeless in Allegheny County at any point in time. That's hard to believe. All 42 school districts have homeless children living in them, and the ones that you live in have homeless children. Kathy and I have spent some time up at the office just to make sure we understood what the whole organization did, and with Bill and Laura, the head of education, again, very committed volunteer. We went out to Surgeon House one day, and what you see and you talk to the people that are working out there on a day-to-day basis, it's really just incredible. Also, when you're lucky enough to do the roles that we've done and the support that our companies all provide and what we provide individually, you see some of the success stories. And I've talked about this in my own firm. As one of the most impactful days of my life, frankly, happened of all places at the Duquesne Club. Well, what's the Homeless Children Education Fund doing at the Duquesne Club? We sponsored a breakfast there, and we got to meet some of the people that have been impacted by this. And there was one young gentleman, it says, at the end of the whole breakfast, he stands up and he raised his hand and he said, "Mr. Lugano, I have one more thing to say. Can I say it?" Of course you say yes to him. And he said, "You know, when I'm successful," and he sit there with a coat and tie, interning for a law firm, waiting to get into a school down in Alabama. He said, "When I'm successful," and then he paused and he said, "No, I'm already successful. But when I'm more successful, I'm going to be proud to say I was homeless." Well, let me tell you, when you hear a kid say that, and it was 2 days before Thanksgiving, you know, in my case with 2 children, I just wish I had a videotape of it so that I could take it home and would have my kids see that. And I wish they had seen it when they were 7 years old and 12 years old and 16 years old and 18 years old. So in any event, I guess I touch you with those stories because they certainly touched Kathy and I. And I know the meaningful work that this organization does day in and day out, fighting for the dollars that are out there and creating great impact. So with that, I turn it back over to my friend here, Bill, so we have our first award of the night.
Thank you, Ray and Kathy. And Ray pointed out something very important, and it's true for Ray and Kathy, and it was true for our previous event chairs that you'll hear about a little later. But they just didn't lend their name to this event. They came into the office, they worked with the staff, they learned about what we do, they visited a shelter, saw the impact we're having on kids, saw what happens to the kids out there. So we really appreciate that. So we're going to start with our award program. This is always the fun part. And our first award is named after Dr. Lagana, who you've already heard mentioned. 16 years ago, Joe had the vision to start this organization. And for the last 16 years, he has been a volunteer to this organization. He's never received a dime in compensation. And our auditors, one of their big questions every year, do you really have a guy who gives this many hours of volunteer time every year? Because we have to report our volunteer time. So Joe is that individual. So 3 years ago, we created the Joe Lagana Volunteer of the Year Award that we present annually. We don't publicize this award. We sort of keep it a secret and let the person know at the beginning of the night who it is. This year, the award goes to a gentleman who has been an active volunteer for the Homeless Children's Education Fund for over 6 years. Not only has he been a volunteer, but he's led our volunteers as the chair of the volunteer committee. He has run fundraisers for us. He has created awareness programs. And because he is an educator, his career was in education, he has been able to lend us advice and guidance as we've built programs for children. On top of all of those things, he's a heck of a nice guy. So the 2015 Joe Lagana Volunteer of the Year Award goes to Mr. Dick DeLuca.
Thank you very much. You know, as I was standing at the top of the elevator there, and the people kept pouring in, I was thinking to myself, really, you are all champions for children. It's so wonderful that there are so many people who are so concerned about these homeless kids. And you know, before I started with this organization, I didn't realize the extent of the homelessness. But it is really something, and it's really something to see you all here. And thank you very much. I'm going to thank my family for coming. My daughter Lauren's here, her husband CG, and my 3 grandkids, Emilio, Maggie, and Karina, and my son Anthony, and his wife Holly. So thank you very much. Appreciate it.
Okay, to present our next award, the Linda A. Dickerson Award, I'd like to introduce our honored guests for tonight, Andy and Cindy Russell.
Well, thank you so much. It's as these gentlemen have just described. It's so wonderful that so many of you are here tonight and here for such an important cause. I mean, it's dramatic. It's amazing. Now, Cindy, maybe you could read that. I can't.
Can you forgot our glasses.
No, I got my glasses.
Oh, okay.
Right.
We both have.
Actually, they're her glasses. But, this award is presented in honor of Linda A. Dickerson for her many years of supporting at-risk children in our community. The award is presented to an individual who works day to day in Allegheny County to support the challenges faced by children experiencing homelessness as well as other at-risk youths. This individual may support the educational, health, and welfare or housing issues faced by at-risk children. Past years' awardees include John Lovelace of UPMC, Nancy Hubley of Education Law Center, Joanne Saganovich, Executive Director of Sojourner House, and Father Regis Ryan. This year's awardee is a good friend of mine, Honorable Judge Dwayne Woodruff. Let's hear an applause for that, Judge. The judge obviously was a Pittsburgh Steeler, maybe more importantly a judge, but he was a rookie in 1980, and I was a rookie in 1963. So you're making me feel old here, Judge. 17 years different, but he had an interesting career because very few players go back to college, let alone go back to get a law degree. You know, I have some sense of that because I went back and got my MBA, but I did it in the off season. I don't know if you did it off season, but Judge Woodruff co-chairs Pittsburgh's SAFE work group, shared accountability for education, and serves on the Educational Service Success and Truancy Prevention ESTP committee. He serves on the board of the National Commission of Juvenile and Family Court Judges, served statewide on the Juvenile Court Judges Commission, previously served as vice chair of the Juvenile Court Procedure Rules Committee and as a member of the Interbranch Commission on Juvenile Justice as well. Making recommendations citations to the state following the Luzerne County Kids for Cash scandal. Additionally, Judge Woodruff and his wife Joy's here also, serve as the Pittsburgh co-chairs for the national campaign to stop violence through the Right Thing Challenge. And that's not R-I-G-H, it's W-R-I-T-E. A unique effort which gives middle school students the opportunity to communicate their thoughts on the impact of violence in their lives and to make personal commitments to reduce violence. Now, prior to elected to the bench, and I probably should have done this first, Judge Woodruff, I want to call him Dwayne, played 12 seasons for the Pittsburgh Steelers as a defensive back. I played 12 seasons. We both had the same number of years. Number 49, including playing in Super Bowl 14 as a rookie in 1980 and being chosen Steeler MVP in 1982. That's a big honor, Steeler MVP. He earned his Juris Doctor 1988 from Duquesne University School of Law during his professional football career, which allowed him to have a dual career for 3 years from 1988 to 1990, simultaneously practicing law with the Mayor Dara firm and playing football for the Steelers. Woodruff became a founding partner of the law firm Woodruff, Flaherty, and Fardo in 1997. Judge Woodruff and his family worships at Allegheny Center Alliance Church, where he serves as an elder growth group facilitator and a marriage ministry mentor. Through his job, Woodruff considers it a privilege to be in a position to give guidance to youth, especially the young black males who come before him in court. He feels his work with youth is a divine calling with responsibilities that don't end with the job. And I just want to, before giving this award, I want to just say that this man, I want to say young man because he's way younger than me, but he is a terrific guy. When he tells you he's going to do something, he does it every time. If you ask him to come to a charitable effort of any kind that's important, he does it, and Joy's right there with him every time. So we appreciate that, and now I want to give the award.
Well, I tell you, I will say a little something. I don't know what's left after Andy. But I do want to say this. It's quite an honor to receive an award. Particularly Linda Dickerson is a great friend of mine and obviously a staunch supporter of this program as well. I do want to make sure that everyone lifts up a prayer for her. It's my understanding she's been in the hospital. Hopefully she's getting out today or this evening as well. But pray for her. It's always a little weird getting these kind of awards, because we all do so much. Particularly when the one person I think should be up here for every award. Where's Joe? Is Joe? I mean, this is his baby. So thank you so much. I think one of the reasons that I'm here, I'm a staunch supporter of education, and I'm the one that subpoenas teachers and guidance counselors and superintendents in the courtroom to make sure that kids are receiving the proper instruction. I'm not quite sure any other judges do that, but I think it's that important. We have one of our programs in regard to education and truancy and different things, and we went out and we had to start a pilot program on the north side. One of the surprising things, we knew about homelessness, but we did not know exactly the extent of it, and you'd be surprised. I think earlier tonight, the number of 3,700 was mentioned. Let me tell you this, that is far below what it actually is. Kids and families that are homeless, they're not telling anybody. It's somewhat embarrassing for them. And so when we go out, we talk to kids and try to find out, why aren't you coming to school? And we find out that they're homeless. And so that 3,700, I mean, it could be 5,000, 6,000. And so in regard to the program here tonight, continue to support Joe. What he does is extremely important. It brings kids back to school. It helps their families as well. And it definitely helps my job, makes it a little easier for me. So thank you, Joe. Appreciate it.
Next up, we have the award for the 2000 Champions for Children Award, and this year's recipient are two great folks who, if you're around the not-for-profit community in Pittsburgh, you can't help but run into these two all the time. So Scott and Sue Lammy are our awardees this year. Give you a little idea about this award. It's presented to community leaders who have supported HCEF in its mission to advance the education of children and youth experiencing homelessness in Allegheny County. When you hear the past award winners, and if you've been to this event over the 16 years, you'll realize the prestige of this. Sarah and Brett Kiesel, you know the beard? I mean, many, many times, and still a supporter. Ralph and Ruth Ann Papa, many, many years here from Citizens Bank. Bob Fergasso, a force in our city. I saw him here tonight. I'm sure he's in the room. Linda Dickerson, who we just talked about, is working through some health issues for the past year or so, but again, a force. Judge Max Baer, and then last year, the Pennsylvania Secretary of Education, Gerald Sahorchak, was the awardee. So Scott and Sue follow an impressive list of individuals. As such, Scott and Sue have supported HCF, like I said, and worked many years both through fundraising activities, as evidenced by, I think they ran this event for 3 years in a row, by increasing community awareness. Think if we've had an average of 350 people in years gone by, over 1,000 new people probably brought to awareness of homeless children, helping us with the plight of children and experiencing homeless. And they didn't just lend their names to the organization, as Bill said earlier. They devoted their time and energy to learn about the plight and promise of children experiencing homelessness. They visited the homeless shelters. I remember them talking about it last year as they went through this, and really helped increase awareness. And again, these two are community leaders. At UPMC, who Scott works with, is a tremendous supporter for our organization, and these two have been the face of the organization as they make their way through Pittsburgh. And to be honest with you, we're very, very lucky that they're this committed to the Homeless Children Education Fund, and we very much appreciate it. So you're our awardees for the year. Thank you.
Well, Sue and I are deeply honored and privileged to be recipients of this recognition, but it's really everyone in this room that has volunteered their time and their energy and their funding to help support this this wonderful cause. Just think about 16 years ago. I'm sure this started more than 16 years ago when Joe was trying to understand how to basically educate our community about the plight of homelessness among our children and young adults, and kind of starting with maybe the lone voice, or maybe one of very few voices coming out of that 16-year period, and just seeing how we've really responded to the challenges of making sure everybody not only understands and is educated about these issues, but then all of the efforts of the Homeless Children's Education Fund and all of the volunteers and advocates that followed that helped influence legislation and really kind of put front and center focus on these young folks. It's just, it's a truly Pittsburgh phenomenon, but it really took the leadership and the vision and the aspirations of Joe, and then all of the followers that came after that, including it was great. We were grateful to be able to be introduced to the Homeless Children's Education Fund maybe about a half dozen years ago, and to start to work with the folks here to really help continue to focus on all the great work and activities and the support of these 1,000 or so homeless children that are currently within the safety net of the Homeless Children's Education Fund. And it's really, there's a lot more out there, and we have a lot more work to do, and it's going to take a lot more funding. And I know Andy and Cindy had an event last fall to help start raising funds for scholarship funding to also help these young folks when they get through their high school experience to go on to college. And my wife and I have had the great fortune of recently, actually about a year ago, meeting a young man by the name of Ime Alaquiva that many of you in this room may know. I don't know if Ime is still here. He's in the middle of a production right now, but he shared with Sue and I his, about 15 years ago, his experience with the homelessness and the fact that, you know, really the organization, he really wants to get actively involved with our organization and help support this. But there's lots of folks out there that we're helping that we'll never know and never know their names. And it's thanks to everyone in this room for being friends, supporters, and advocates on behalf of this organization that we, Sue and I, accept this award. And when we were thinking about what inspirationally we want to try to leave in terms of something, and this is where Sue actually comes into this mix, because I guess I'm just kind of greeting folks, but she came up with the idea that rather than us talk about this from our perspective, that maybe a firsthand view of this from one of the young homeless children, Sabrina Stokes, who wrote an essay in a contest for the Homeless Children's Education Fund, that we thought that maybe it would be appropriate if we could read her essay to the group here this evening. So thank you.
Thank you, everyone. I can give a voice to the children and families experiencing poverty and homelessness by showing how much these people mean to me, and by explaining to others why they mean so much to me. I can help to educate others about some misconceptions that people have about the poor. I can speak out by telling my friends how to speak to and about such families. I can also explain to others, even as teenagers, I can also explain to others how, even as teenagers, we can help these families to get on their feet. The people who are suffering from poverty mean so much to me because I know what they are going through. I've been there. When I was younger, I had the experience of living in a shelter with my mother and siblings. We were living at a women's shelter in Shadyside. It was a very difficult time in my life. Luckily, my family has since been fortunate enough to find a new place to live. But I know people who are to this day still suffering from poverty and homelessness. One misconception that I could explain to others is that while I was living in this shelter, I met other families that were never planning to be in this situation either. Nor, more importantly, were they lazy. These people were trying every day as hard as they could to get a better life for themselves and especially their children. I realize now that there are some people who aren't even as lucky as I am. They aren't lucky enough to find a program that could help them get out of the shelter. Some children go to bed hungry and wake up even hungrier. The truth is that no one will hire them, and their chances of getting any relief from the effects of poverty are very small. Another thing that I could do is to explain to my friends how horrible it feels to be judged. I know people that are still made fun of by others. It feels horrible to be made to feel less superior than your friends, but almost just as bad to be looked down upon by perfect strangers. Because of this, children who are experiencing poverty may put up walls to protect themselves from getting hurt and feeling more pain. I can explain these feelings to more people my age in the hopes that they will give others a chance to break these walls down by being patient with other families that they meet. No one is ever really sure of a person's personal situation. My life has been extremely difficult, but I always had my family, and that's what's always mattered to me. Excuse me. That is why I will make things to sell, organize fundraisers, give my time to the food bank, but most importantly, try to educate my friends about the feelings and misconceptions of those who are feeling the weight of poverty. And that was written by an 8th grader last year as part of an essay on homelessness. So we just thought that most people in this room probably have never experienced homelessness, and so we really wanted to shine a light and share the story of someone who had the bravery to write about it and explain her feelings. And so thank you all, really, for everything you do, whether you're staff or board or friends or volunteers. This is a problem that can be solved. It's a daily problem that happens, and it's going to keep continuing to happen, but there is an answer for it. And she said that, Sabrina said that she's one of the lucky ones. Well, I don't think we should rely on luck to solve this problem. We can do it if we pull together. So thank you for this honor.
Well, that concludes the program. Thank you very much, and congratulations to our awardees. But more important than congratulations, thanks to our awardees for all you do to support the organization and the kids we support. So I'm going to turn it over to Ray just to close out, and then everybody can get back to the fun part of the night.
Thank you again, and thank you, Susan, for the touching thing.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, we have one proclamation, right? Very good. But anyways, thank you for that, because when you work with this organization, you know firsthand that people are one job loss away from being in that situation. And so there's thousands that are this close to that. We have Veronica Edwards here, Homeless Children Education Fund Trustee Emeritus, to read a proclamation from City Councilman Teresa Cale Smith recognizing the efforts of this great organization. So.
Good evening, everybody. It is an honor for me to read this proclamation from the Pittsburgh City Council tonight. In 1999, Dr. Lagana retired as Executive Director of the AIU. And I saw him one day and he said, Veronica, jump in the car. I got this idea for how to help homeless children, and I'm going to dedicate my retirement fund to it. So he was the first one to fund his own organization. Give him a hand, y'all. He deserves it. Woo, thank you. Thank you. Thank you. It's an honor. Pittsburgh City Council proclamation. Whereas Dr. Joseph F. Lagana founded the Homeless Children's Education Fund in 1999 out of love for children and his awareness of how homelessness affects children's schooling and self-esteem. And since then, HCEF continues to be dedicated to the education of children experiencing homelessness. And whereas during the 2013-14 school year, $27,461 in mini grants were awarded to 16 agencies impacting 650 children and 200 parents, and $7,762 in field trip grants were awarded impacting 350 children and 150 parents, totaling 52 field trips, and over 2,500 backpacks were given to children experiencing homelessness. And whereas, in addition, HCEF provides after-school and summer programs led by highly qualified teachers and volunteers who work with students on homework, literacy, and creative projects, allowing students to recognize their potential and gain and self-confidence, and whereas the Homeless Children's Education Fund relies solely on community and business support, with the largest fundraiser being their annual Champions for Children Gala held this year on Monday, March 2, 2015 at the Rivers Club from 5:30 to 9 with event chairs Ray and Kathy Bueller and honored guests Andy and Cindy Russell. And whereas presentations will include the Champions for Children Award presented to community leaders Scott and Sue Lammy, who have supported HCEF and its mission, and the Linda A. Dickerson Award presented to Judge Dwayne Woodruff for working day to day to support the challenges faced by children experiencing homelessness. And now, therefore, be it resolved that the Council of the City of Pittsburgh does hereby commend the Homeless Children's Education Fund, its staff, its Board of Trustees, and volunteers for their dedication and service to the children experiencing homelessness in our community. And be it further resolved that the Council of the City of Pittsburgh does hereby declare Monday, March 2nd, 2015 to be Champions for Children's Day in the City of Pittsburgh. Passed in Council on Tuesday, February 24, 2015. Bruce A. Krause, President of Council. Mary Beth Dehaney, City Clerk. Sponsored by Councilwoman Teresa Carol Smith and all of City Council. What you got? Yes.
I love it.
Well deserved.
You're awesome. I know that. You're awesome. Now, before I turn it over to Ray for true closing remarks, I do want to take 1 minute to thank the staff and the volunteers, especially the volunteers, for helping us put this event on tonight. We couldn't do it without the dedicated volunteers and the staff of HCF. I particularly want to recognize Monica Hirschberger, who is our Manager of Development. We'll do that. Monica is the one that put on this event. She organizes it, so she should be recognized for that. So with that, I'll turn it over to Ray for closing remarks.
Truly closing remarks this time. Thank you for being here. What you can do to help us out is sign your friends' names out there, okay? Whoever you're sitting next to, just put your friend's name down, okay? And they'll stay friends to you because it's a great cause. So thank you, and we'll see you next year. Thank you.
This is Al Levine, the Talking Machine. I have another person to interview, the one that introduced us to Bill Wolf and why we're even doing this broadcast tonight. So here's Jessica Lee.
Hi, Al Levine, the Talking Machine.
Well, thanks for the invite, and I need you to explain what you're doing here tonight and how long you've been doing this with this great organization and some of the other great things you're doing with the Homeless Children Education Fund. Here we go.
Yeah, the Homeless Children's Education Fund is one of the great nonprofits in the Pittsburgh area. I have been singing some events for them for years, and this is one of their really great events, the Champions for Children event. It's an annual event. And so we're here tonight to make some joyful noise and sing some jazz and blues. Also, I help to put in professional musicians, singers, actors, dancers, artists of all kinds, visual artists.
And where at?
Into all of the homeless shelters that and temporary housing for homeless people experiencing homelessness, children experiencing homelessness. So it's really wonderful because we get creative professionals to do workshops for the kids.
Sure. No, that's great stuff. And I know you do this all over the city of Pittsburgh, and you have a couple guys with you. Do you want to introduce them?
Yeah.
Since you're good at doing that?
Okay. So I'd like to introduce the guys. They've been playing these events for years with me. Two of our jazz greats. Jay Willis is on saxophone. Say hi, Jay.
Hi, Jay.
And this is Mark Strickland on guitar.
Hey, Mark.
There's the guys.
Jess, I should have done the interview, but that's your group. We're going to have a lot of fun tonight. The crowd's growing here, and it's just going to be a great event, like I said before.
We're going to start up.
You're going to start right now.
We're going to start right now.
All right, thanks, Jess.
Okay.
If I could fly my thoughts on high, killing me softly with his song. I felt flushed with fear, embarrassed by the crowd. I felt he found my letters and read each one aloud. I prayed that he would finish, but he just kept right on, strumming my pain with his fingers, singing my life with his words, killing me softly with his song, killing me softly with his song, telling my whole life with his words, killing me softly with his song. He sang as if he knew me, he knew my dark despair, and then he looked right through me as if I wasn't there. But he was there, this young boy, just singing clear and strong, strumming my pain with his fingers, singing my life with his words, killing me softly with his song, killing me softly with his song, telling my whole life with his words, killing me softly with his song. It's gonna be nice, it's gonna be nice, whatever's in store for us now, it's gonna be nice. It's crazy right now, Lord, but that's when you shine. I can't stop shining, it's gonna be nice. You never promised me that my days would be trouble-free, but you did promise to always take care of me. I know it seems my troubles never end. I know you promised to be my closest I don't have the right to give in. I don't have the right to give in. You always brought me through. Gonna put my trust in you. I don't have the right to give in. I don't have the right to give in. You always brought me through. Gonna put my trust in you. It's gonna be nice. It's gonna be nice. Whatever's in store for us now, it's gonna be nice. It's crazy right now, Lord, but that's when you shine. I can't stop shining. It's gonna be nice. It's crazy right now, Lord, but that's when you shine. I can't stop shining. It's gonna be nice. People get ready. There's a train coming. You don't need no baggage, just get home. All you need is faith now. Hear the diesels humming. You don't need no ticket, just thank the Lord. People get ready. There's a train to Jordan. Picking up passengers from coast to coast. Faith is the key now. Open the door, join us. There's room for the love and honesty. But there ain't no room now for the hopeless sinner who's hard on mankind. Just to please his own. Have pity on those now whose chances are thinner. There's no hiding place now from the king on his throne. Yes. People get ready. There's a train coming. You don't need no baggage, just get on board. All you need is faith now. Hear the diesels humming. Don't need no tickets, just thank the Lord. And people get ready. There's a train to Jordan. Picking up passengers from coast to coast. Faith is the key now. Open the door, join us. There's room for the love and honesty. But I say there ain't no room for the hopeless sinner who's hard on mankind. Just to please his own. Have pity on those now whose chances are thinner. There's no hiding place now from the king on his throne. I said, people, get ready. There's a train coming. You don't need no baggage, just get on board. All you need is faith now. Hear the diesels humming. You don't need no ticket, just thank the Lord. You don't need no ticket, just thank the Lord. You don't need no ticket, just thank the Lord. could reach the stars, I'd pull one down for you. Shine it on my heart so you could see the truth that this love I have inside is everything it seems. But till then I find it's only in my dreams that I can change the world. I would be the sunlight in your universe. You would think my love was really something good, baby, if I could change the world. If I could be a queen, only for a day, I'd take you as my king. I'd have it no other way, and our love would rule in this kingdom we're having. Till then I'll be a fool, wishing for the day that I could change the world. You would be the sunlight in my universe. You would think my love was really something good, baby, if I could change the world. If I could reach the stars, I'd pull one down for you. Shine it on my heart so you could see the truth that this love I have inside is everything it seems. But till then I find it's only in my dreams that I can change the world. I would be the sunlight in your universe. You would think my love was really something good, baby, if I could change the world. If I could change the world, if I could change the world, Eric Clapton. If I could take a notion to jump into the ocean, ain't nobody's business if I do. If I go to church on Sunday, then I can go there on Monday. Ain't nobody's business if I do. If I should dislike my lover, and I trade him in for another lover, ain't nobody's business now if I do. If my friend lost all his money and I give him all my honey, ain't nobody's business if I do. No, no, no. Come on, If I should Pittsburgh.